I started doing photography back in 2018, and professionally by 2019 I started. I'm originally from Haryana and living here in Delhi from past 3 years. When I got into photography, street photography was the first thing I got into this the genre, and I started going out on streets, tried to experiment with different things, and by the time I got I found my voice, like how I see the world, how I interact with the people, not directly. I don't speak with anybody when I'm shooting. Like there are 99% chances I will not speak with anybody. I will just shoot. I will make eye contact. My body language will do the job. That will talk to the person without a word. And I found my voice in street photography. Apart from that, I'm doing the commercial work and all that to support my financial thing. And I think in early days, when I started Instagram, I found a profile with the name Naveen Vats, and luckily he's my guru now. So I took a workshop. There was a 2-day workshop back in 2020. So I joined that, and in that workshop I found out what the reality of street photography, what really street photography is, how do you do it, how do you not do it, what to do and what not to do, and the layering also. There are the philosophical layers and human layers. Like philosophy, I found out that time there is a philosophy thing in street photography. And the decisive moment, if I talk about decisive moments, so that I got from Vineet Vohra sir. He's the master in this decisive thing moment. So I'm lucky to have both of these in my life, and just grateful for it. I think I will just say experiment, but do it in a very limited way. Experiment your own thing. Try not to experiment other people's things, whatever they do. Go for the experiments and try to master those as much as you can. I think after capturing a photo, selecting a photo and post-processing is extremely important. I think, but only 20% of the time should be gone for post-processing, and I think 50 to 70% should be spent for editing, because editing a photo is very important, and rest of the part should be applied for capturing a moment, like how you see the world and the live actions basically. So while editing, you select few photos, like you are looking at 5 photos and you select one. So how do you select that one photograph out of those 5 photographs is really important. That millisecond moment, I think that movement of any subject or object, that is very crucial. Like you should have the eyes, how you're gonna pick that shot, that perfect shot, I will say. And in post-processing, I think I spent almost 2 to 5 minutes basically in a photo. I do a bit of I think that basic exposure triangle or exposure adjustments, some contrast, shadows, highlights, and whites and blacks. And with the colors, I try to increase the vibrance a bit, saturation also 1 or 2. And I do all of this work in Adobe Lightroom, Photoshop Lightroom. And I try not to touch anything, try to heal anything except some dust spots on sensors you see while editing a shot basically. There is a picture which I took back in 2021. It was January 3, I remember, because it was a rainy day, the first rainy day of the year. It was really chilling, and I went to Rajpath to shoot parade rehearsal. And unfortunately that didn't happen because it was raining that morning. I went there and reached by 6:20 something. I was with one of my friend, and luckily there were just three guys apart from both of us standing there, and there is on Raisana Hill you will see a red light spot, traffic light spot you will see. So we were standing there below that, so that we don't get wet or drenched by rain. So it was raining very extensive when a guy came. He was a policeman. He wanted to go to Rashtrapati Bhavan. He had to cross the road. When he was trying to do that, so the rain was really intense, and he had to run that all that wide open or all that long path, and he all got wet. So as the policeman was running for Rashtrapati Bhavan entrance, he got drenched completely, and I thought I should make a scene out of it. I thought I should make a picture out of it. So I decided to go to the ground level, and I just kind of flipped my screen. I made that shot. It was I was also getting drenched with my camera. So that basic thing when it rains, especially to me, because I don't cover this camera with anything. So that was a really touching moment to me. I think I still remember because of the date and because of the first rain, I think, and also my friend was really scared of thunderstorm, so that fear of thunderstorm also went away with that day. After that, he started managing that thunderstorm thing. I won't say there is any favorite photograph, but I will say there is a memory. There is a memory of silence, I will say. There is a picture I took back in Banaras on my first visit back in 2021 March. I went there for a week. I was shooting from morning, I think 4:30 or maybe 5 a.m. On that day, and I went to Shivalya. I went to Darbhanga Ghat, and I sat there. There is a really good spot that is a good height, I think, from a good height of that ghat. So I was sitting there, I was taking rest, and there was a dog sleeping beside me, and that was very calm. And the dog was also kind of a bit of an aged dog from his appearance, and the boats were crossing. It was really quiet. There are those motorboats, but they were not crossing very in a big number. So there, I saw a boat passing by. It was a big boat, and also they just started that boat, and the smoke was coming out of that motor, and the dog was sleeping. So I tried to make a shot. I put him to the right side, the dog, and background area is very smooth, and the visuals are very good, and as you see that it feels very quiet and rejuvenating, I will say. So yeah, that memorable photo, that's my favorite. I'm gonna make a big print out of it, and I'm gonna keep it in my house somewhere. Yes, I think my childhood has the biggest impact on pursuing street photography, because I think I will say this is the reflection of my childhood, what I do, because in my early days when I was small, so I didn't get much attention from friends, and things were not as great. It was kind of an introverted side of me that was trying to get out or try to express myself. So when I started doing photography, I felt like I'm trying to say something and people are listening through my photos, not from my words but from photos, and that was a good part. So I thought I should do more, and as I continuously started doing it, so it became like this what I do today. And there are so many photographs which are where I can see myself. There is a photograph of a boy on the beach. Recently I went to Odisha, so that is a black and white shot. So that boy is I see myself in that boy. He's standing there, he's just looking at the ocean, he's trying to go there, but not able to do that. So it was my childhood, trying to do something but couldn't. But when the photography genre came to his life, then I started doing that. So I think that has that reflection of my childhood, I will say. Yeah, I think a good picture means which can say something, which you can talk to. Like there is a photograph, you feel like you are talking to that photograph or that subject or an object in that frame, and I think it should tell a story. Doesn't matter if it looks good externally or not, but it should have a conversation, like a thought or maybe a story or an inspiration for people. Like it should change lives. Only then it can be a good photograph. And like, yeah, that's all. So when I shifted here in Delhi in 2019, I started with the street photography, and that time I used to like get up at 5 a.m. and go out to shoot. I was alone, and like I didn't have any friends. So that time I continued this thing. Slowly after like 5 or 6 months maybe, I started doing commercial also, and thought of making money from that, so that I can support myself financially. And I turned into like full-time photographer. I am doing commercial like events or maybe parties or some documentary stuff or films also. I did work in 83 movie, that is a Bollywood movie, and a few documentaries also, like national level documentaries. So, and about my personal life, I try to divide these in two parts. Sometimes it gets mixed up, because there are times when I have a commercial work, so I'm not able to focus on myself, or maybe on street also, like street photography also. So those are times when I'm not able to do anything except that commercial things. I have to like get up and open my laptop and do it like for the entire day, editing and processing photos or maybe some commercial things. Yeah, so it gets a little weird, but yeah, by the end of the day I get to manage that.